It's the beginning of a new year, and if you're like most people, you probably started setting goals and things you want to achieve and things you want to learn and do and all sorts of things. Maybe you've decided to start a creative journey. You want to learn watercolor painting, or you just want to give watercolor painting another chance because maybe you've realized you haven't painted in a while and you want to continue or like reset and start painting again. And I wanted to invite you to look at your goals a little bit different this year, because I realized for the longest time what I was doing was I was setting goals that I wanted to achieve from a place of lack. Meaning, oftentimes we set goals that we want to achieve because we feel like this will give us something, that it will make us feel like we're better, like we're good enough, that this is like this missing piece that we need to feel whole, that we will finally maybe deserve this promotion or deserve this partner or deserve this being part of something, because subconsciously we believe that the way we are is not good enough. So we try to achieve all these things from a place of not good enough, because we feel like all these outside things will bring us what we are lacking, that it will make us complete, because we tell ourselves obviously something is wrong with us, obviously something missing, there's obviously something that we're not having or doing or being, otherwise we would have all the things we want. For example, if you decided to lose weight this year, oftentimes people set this goal from a place of the way you look right now is not good enough. You need to lose this amount of pounds, kilograms, because then you will look prettier, you're more attractive, then you can impress someone or someone will pay attention to you. And again, these are all outside things, that kind of like this outside validation that you crave so much, that you feel like now now you finally made it, now you're part of something, now you deserve it, now you matter, like you're beautiful. And I want to bring this back to watercolor painting, because watercolor painting, or just a creative hobby in general, it always starts, or usually starts, from a place of you just want to have a creative outlet or something fun to do, just play with colors, or just do something fun in your free time. But what happens is sometimes, like even when it comes down to picking your supplies, oftentimes subconsciously we already start talking negatively about ourselves in a way that we don't even notice. What I often hear also from beginners is that they always say that, yeah, just because I'm a beginner and I can't use those good things because I'm not good enough yet. If you pay attention to this, what you're saying is, you will see that you pretty much say that the way you are right now, the way your skills are right now, you're not deserving of the better supplies, for example, that will support your creative journey. So you pick, for example, the $1 store option because you think you're not ready, you're not deserving to use the good supplies, because again, you're not good enough yet. So you kind of need to deserve the good supplies. And even if you don't have that, like you say, like, okay, I just want the good things, so it helps me to learn quicker and have more fun, then you'll come to a different stage where you might feel like, okay, it's not that easy, or something is like not working out the way you wanted. And it's again so easy to let these subconscious like beliefs and thoughts that you have, that you might not even realize, to sabotage yourself. Like, instead of now having this creative hobby, you start thinking that maybe watercolor is not your thing, maybe you're not that creative, maybe you shouldn't pursue painting because obviously you have difficulties right now, and we kind of like expect that if it's for us, it needs to be easy or simple, or like like we need to be like talented or natural at that. And this is where all these beliefs that are in us start coming up to sabotage us. And it's totally normal. It happens to all of us. It doesn't matter if you're a complete beginner or if you are already painting for years or doing things for years, because there's always this new level of things where I will uncover, like things that you still deal with. Like, for example, as I said in the beginning, you will start talking about like you're not deserving of something yet because you're not good enough yet. Or you start talking about like it should be easier, should be already know how to do that. And you start again, all this negative self-talk will often lead to just again giving it up and just dropping everything you've done. That's why I wanted to invite you this year to not set goals to get some approval or some feel like you like see if you're good enough at something, or it's not looking for these like amazing masterpieces, otherwise you can just like not do it all together. But I want you to use it as an opportunity for self-growth. And I feel like painting and watercolor painting especially is such a great way to practice that, because it allows you to bring up all these subconscious beliefs and stories that sabotage or can really sabotage anything in your life. And sometimes we're not even aware of that. Like it's when you realize that you start quitting something. Like, for example, you start up painting and you realize it's difficult and you drop it. Where else are you doing these things? Like, where else are you stopping, or where are you dropping things when things get hard? Or if you start painting and something doesn't work out the way you want it, how do you talk to yourself? And where else do you talk to yourself this way? Like even if you paint for years, you might start comparing yourself to people who might have painted like 1 year, and you'll start saying like, I should be already better, or maybe you compare yourself to someone who's painted like for many more years, and you will say to yourself that like, why am I like I'm still not as good, like because my art is not unique enough, or I'm not painting as many paintings as they are. I'm not part of galleries. I'm not invited to all these things. And it can again, we come back to these self-sabotaging things where you start your creativity, the hobby you started to just have fun, to do something fun in your free time, turns into just something that represents again that you're not good enough, like you're not enough. The things you know and can are not enough, because obviously if you be able to do all these things or have the things that others have, then you would make it, then your art will be unique, or then you can consider yourself an artist. And to do that, I think it's super important to not only be courageous about that. Courage is one thing, like be really vulnerable, being open to being vulnerable, because painting, or just like it can be even singing, writing, making music, it's such it's like you put your private emotions, your private feelings, the things you think onto paper, into music, into like public. Like if you don't even have to show it to someone, just be like manifested into a physical thing that people can see, or you can see, like read or listen to. And then being courageous to do that, to be courageous to be vulnerable, but also be curious about it. Like whenever something comes up, you need to like stop and think of, where is it coming from? Why am I feeling this? Because sometimes Like it can be as simple as when you feel jealous about something. It's so easy to just go in like being jealous, and why is she this, or why is he that, I also want, and why this, blah blah. And what from a long time ago, when I felt like a emotion that I don't want to feel, anything that was like in me just rising, like I can feel it like rising in me, can be like in my stomach, like some kind of like tension. I was like, okay, wait a second, where's it coming from? I don't want to feel this. I want to feel happy. I want to feel joy. It's not like I want to suppress this feeling. I want to just be curious about it and understand, okay, this comes up. Obviously, there's something that I need to work on so I don't feel this way, or I don't have to feel this way. And be curious about it. Like even just coming on onto making this video, I was like, there still came so much stuff like what if someone, like no one will want to watch that, like because it's not that popular, I don't know, click worthy video that looks, I don't know, super fun, or that I'm not good looking enough, or I don't know, something that I'm not this cool person or something that gets all the views on YouTube, for example. Just like as an example, it's so easy to just, okay, maybe I should like wait another year, 2 years until I feel like I'm good looking enough, cool enough, and have something more interesting to say or something like that. But deep down, I know that someone needs to hear what I have to say. Even if it's just like one person, 2 people, 3 people, I know that it's like, this is something I wanted to share, and I don't want to self-reject myself. And I think with painting, it can be such a good opportunity to be courageous about like actually doing it, and being willing to be curious about all these things that come up. Because I feel like it's such a safe space. And I know some people use yoga, for example, to just be more present, to be more mindful, to just like look at what your body needs. And I feel like with yoga, for example, you really have to keep the balance. You need to be slow in the movement and be very intentional and breathe and be very in the moment. And this allows you to just really like be present. And sometimes this is all you need to do. Like this is what your soul wants, just for you to stop racing, stop trying to become someone that you think you need to become in order to feel worthy, to matter, to be of value, or just like have the like feel like that you even just belong here on this planet, or anywhere you want to be. So I feel like I don't want you to start or continue your watercolor journey if you're in a place of being scared to put paint to paper, or scared to share your art, or being judgmental about yourself and be the worst critic ever because you constantly bash yourself how terrible something looks that you create. I want you to, or I invite you to use this journey that, or anything that you do, like especially watercolor painting, because I feel like this is such a great space to do that, to really be mindful of, and again, curious about what is going on, like where am I, like what's in the way. Like I don't want you to like, it's not about, you know, like changing yourself and do stuff that doesn't bring you joy. It's more about, are these things that you experience, does it bring suffering in your life? Like if, for example, you notice, I'm just so impatient, I can't just wait like 10 seconds because it needs to be fast. Like I need to be like, first, like maybe you might want to think about like why you're rushing. What's the rush? Where does it come from? Or that you feel like a painting needs to look good, to be considered that you spent your time well, like it's such a good investment of your time, because now you have something to show for. Where does it come from? Like, why does it have to be this way? Why can't it be just a fun activity, a time to play, to explore, to have fun? Why does it have to be like productive? That's where you can like showcase, here, look at this, I painted that and I invested 2 hours to do that, and it's good, and now you can feel good about yourself. Like, why is that? And even just like trying new things and putting paint to paper. Like, why are you afraid to try something new? Why are you afraid to, like, even if you know, like, I just don't want my painting to turn out bad because I have this idea and I want it to be good. Like, why do you, like, why are you making yourself feel this unhappiness to create a painting that looks exactly like you want immediately? Why are you attached to this idea? Like, just be curious about that. And I think because it's just probably heard me this say millions of times, and maybe other artists are also saying that, but it's just like a piece of paper. You can just rip it apart, throw it away, or just like turn the page around and try it again. And you don't have to show it to anyone. And if you feel like, wait, I never show anything and I always hide everything I do, maybe it's also something to explore. Like, why are you hiding it? I know you might be afraid of judgment, but where else are you not being your authentic, like, self, where you hide because you're afraid that someone will come in and judge you or see you a certain way? And again, it's just a piece of paper. And I think it's such an important long-term investment in yourself to be able to like be more and more aware of what you do, how you think. And sometimes you need someone like a teacher, mentor, coach, someone to say, like, have you noticed that this is how you speak? Or have you noticed this comes a lot, like it's a pattern? Where does it come from? Let's dig deep into that. And sometimes you can't do this alone, because you are like, you can't change something that you're not aware of, like you need to be aware of something else. So having someone to help you do that is super important. And I had, like, for the last 2 years, multiple mentors and coaches, and I went through a whole like transformational training and things to really dig deep into all the things that I've been doing and how I was doing, from what place I was doing those things. And like, even just like, taking this break from YouTube, it was scary, because in my head I kept saying that if I stop, everything will fall apart. No one will care about anything I will do. Like, even just posting now or doing anything, it felt like I need to first earn the right to be listened to. Like, I felt like I can't just go on and say something, or I first needed to kind of like deserve that to actually just share what I wanted to share. And I think just me being here talking, I think, again, I'm courageous, and I know that someone listening might help that what I'm saying. I'm curious about just what's coming up for me, just by doing that and showing up. And I just really invite you to show up for yourself as well, in a different way, not in a way where you try to achieve yourself to self-worth, where you feel like now we have found this missing piece that will make you complete or deserving, that you matter, that you belong, but more so just accepting, really accepting that you are all of this already. And it's just a matter of cultivating that and practicing that, and be really like step by step, really embodying that. And because you can listen to me what I'm saying, or like someone else says something similar, and it's like when someone says you just need to love yourself, you just need to be yourself, and it's so easy to just say that, and and so like even so difficult to understand the concept of loving yourself, because if we're so trained to we need to improve all the things before we can be good. It's so easy to say like how can I love myself? I still haven't achieved that. I'm still not this. I'm still haven't done that. So how can I accept myself the way I am, you know? So again, that's why it's so important to see it as just an opportunity for self-growth. And I think watercolor painting, again, it's such a great coach to be aware or get awareness around it when you feel like, wait a second, I'm still like imposter syndrome is coming up. Like, why am I feeling this way? Where does it come from? And really digging deep into that and learning about how can I actually talk to myself differently. Like if you're so used to just finding all the flaws in your painting and saying like this didn't go right, this looks awful, this is bad, maybe start with training yourself to look for 3 things that are amazing. It can be just the fact that you just made the time to sit down and paint and finish the painting, and realizing that these colors don't match, because it's so easy again to just like be so negative about yourself, and just seeing it in a different light and seeing like, hey, like I'm so proud of myself, like I'm so grateful for myself to actually not just thinking about it wouldn't be great to paint and have fun, but actually do it and finish something. If you, for example, used to just quit your painting halfway, you actually finished it and then learned something. That's a huge win, because you're already further than, and I don't want to compare here, but it's already, because I just want to show you that this is a win, because someone else let the negative self-talk sabotage them, where they just didn't do anything, where they didn't make the time to sit down and paint because they said that who am I to even just try. And when you create the art from a place of curiosity, it will be so much more fun to just paint and to explore, and it will be a part of you. It's not a part where you kind of like try to impress someone, or somewhere where you force yourself to make something look a certain way. It's just pure your essence, the way you are approaching things, where you are just like vulnerable and courageous and curious about everything. Just play and see what happens, and you can then share this experience with others. You can gift your painting to someone else and make someone else stay, because you can say like, here, this is, and again, don't say, well, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I like, instead of saying like, I don't know what I did here, I don't know, like this is not my best, but here I think like I tried. I want it to be like, again, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I want you to, you know, again, catch yourself. That's the most important. Catch yourself. What's coming up immediately? Like, are you about to say that, oh, it's not my best work, sorry? Because I noticed that whenever someone creating something, immediately they're kind of like, instead of saying, hey, this is a painting I painted, it was fun to create, there were a few things that I need to tweak, but I really liked how this and this turned out, and it's amazing, and here, enjoy. It's more like, I know this is not that great, and this didn't work out, and this didn't work out, sorry, and I'm sorry I didn't post this, but here, I'm sorry. It's kind of like that. Instead of saying, like I said, like just being here, this is a piece of me, and this is how it went, and I learned so much about it and so much about myself. And if you have troubles, like even like grasping the idea, or just like need like some help with like your old beliefs, like beliefs that you're not capable of painting or not talented enough, and how can I even, like, intellectually what I'm saying, but how can you actually incorporate, how can you practice that, then you can download my free guide to how to really exchange those old beliefs and rewrite them, and how to do that and what you can say, because it's all about what's happening in your head. And I keep saying that it's one thing to have the best supplies or know the techniques or whatever. You can have all that, but if you don't like manage what's happening here, it doesn't really matter. And it's so important to know how to handle that. So I really hope you will start with this guide, and let me know in the comments also if this was helpful, and if there's something that really resonated with you. Just let me know in the comments, because I feel like this year, like I said, I needed to take the break, because you can't just be in this hamster wheel of doing the same thing over and over, or like even just more of the same thing and expecting a different result. Sometimes you just need to like pause and just like give your soul some space to just or just to give your soul space and time and opportunity to speak up and say what it actually wants. Because if we're so busy with all the chores and all the things we need to do and all the things we need to achieve, because if it's not done, it's not good. If you're not that, it's not good. We need to be all the things, because we're not good enough otherwise, and we're not deserving. It's like so important, and it's scary, because you feel like what if everything will fall apart? What will others say? And I shouldn't be doing this. Again, this is a great opportunity to explore that. Why do you feel this way? Because when you can, if you really step into this courage and curiosity, then you can uncover so many things. And it's not even just about painting. It becomes a ripple effect into your life, where you realize, wait a second, this used to trigger me and it doesn't anymore. And this used to like make me mad, or this make me feel a certain way, and that doesn't. That's new, and you don't even realize how much you've changed. So yeah, I really invite you to be more intentional about your next move, your moves forward, and really dig into your stories and all the things that's happening in your head, because we can talk about it in a different video, but you're not your thoughts. I know it's like, what? But you're just a thinker of your thoughts. I know this is something I had to wrap my head around also. But just because you think those things, it doesn't mean they're true. It's just something that you picked up that became the way you think. And you can choose what you think. You can choose how you want to live your life and what things to say that will serve you, because what you say is powerful. And you might notice that some people are like constantly complaining, and they constantly say all the negative stuff, and everything is just bad, and they just create more of that. It's like literally affirmations, it's mantras, it's like hypnosis, where you keep telling yourself all the negative stuff and you just recreate that. And if you rewrite that, and I have this PDF guide and link it in the description box below, if you use your words to rewrite stories, say empowering things, affirm them, and that becomes your mantra, at some point it becomes your reality. It's just natural for you, and it takes practice, but that's why we need to reset and just start doing things differently, because we can't do the same things over and over again and expect different results. We need to at some point just draw a line in the sand and say enough is enough, and then just okay, what do I really want? What is in alignment with what I want, and who am I? And sometimes you just need to have this, give yourself space and focus just to explore that and really getting to know yourself better. And I really hope that for you as well, that we all get ourselves a little bit better this year than we did last year, so we can not improve ourselves, because then we will be better, or more deserving or, you know, good enough. It's more from, it will help us to feel less suffering and feel so much freer and happier, because we want that for ourselves. And you want to just feel good and enjoy our life here on this planet. Oh, and before I forget, completely forgot, it's going to be 2 years anniversary of my very first book, No Fill Watercolor. If you thought about learning watercolor painting and we just need some more ideas what to paint, this is like a very beginner friendly book where I walk you through some of the techniques and ideas what you can practice. And also, if you already have this book, don't forget that at the end of the book, it's the chapter of what to do next. It's like after the very last project, there's a link that you can go to and you can get more things, like more detail, more information, and some exclusive things. So make sure to sign up and get this additional companion guide with your book. And if you're completely new to this book, you can buy it in all different shops, Amazon, the Book Depository, Barnes and Nobles, but I'll link it in the description down below. So again, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video.